How good is this then? This is called Las Arenas. It's one of the many great beaches around Valencia. And as beautiful as this vista is, it's not as beautiful as the place we're about to start work. Yes, welcome to the Mestalla. This is a 55,000-seater stadium, one of the greats in Europe. And it is here where we will lay the successful foundations for rebuilding Valencia. Yes, Kai Show FMers, it's me, FM Cheetah. You can call me Matt, and welcome to the first episode in a new series we're calling Bats Out of Hell. Sorry it's been so long. I hope you don't think I've abandoned you. I have not. We are here with Valencia in an attempt to rebuild this once great club. As I said earlier, here we are based at the Mestalla, 55,000-seater stadium. However, in 2025, we're going to move into Nuevo Mestalla, which is also 55,000-seater. Anyway, we train at the Ciudad Deportiva de Paterna, which has excellent training facilities, excellent youth facilities, and excellent youth recruitment. We're off to a very, very good start. Why this club has foundered for so long, it's an enigma we have to unpick. But first, a quick look at a possible starting 11. According to the chairperson, Anil Murthy, 4-4-2. We might do it. Some of these faces, of course, you're going to be familiar with this far into your FM22 journeys. Maxi Gomez, of course, one of the go-to striker picks for many people managing in the top flight. We have Elias Moriba here on loan, the ex-Barcelona player, in on loan from RB Leipzig, undoubtedly will help. Then we have club stalwarts Carlos Soler, Jose Gaya, and youngster Thierry Correra. But there are plenty of others. So from a board perspective, signing players under the age of 23, using the club youth system to develop players, of course that's what we're going to do. They want us to qualify for the Europa Conference League, and that sounds fair enough. 5th round of the Spanish Cup, and of course working to become self-sustainable. Now, I'm not a big fan of signing players to sell for a profit. I'll have a negotiation about that. We'll see how we go. But first, let's have a closer look at this squad. So, of course, as always, we sort by potential. Unfortunately, two up the tops, they're not ours, Elias Moriba and Brian Hill. No option to buy on either of these players, unfortunately, but who knows, perhaps we can loan them again. Yunus Musa, though, is ours, the American international. He's a star for the future, as long as we can hold on to him. There's Thierry Correra, our right back, possibly our left back. Carlos Soler, of course, Goncalo Guedes. As we mentioned earlier, Maxi Gomez. Many of these players wanted. We're probably going to have to fight off a lot of clubs to keep them here because we don't have too much money to spend, so it's going to be important to keep the great players that we have. Down in the B team, of course, there's Jesus Vasquez, wanted already, a transfer to Benfica and Leganés. That's unlikely. Jesus Vasquez. This club produces left backs, honestly, between Gaya, Lato, and now Vasquez. The future looks pretty good for us on the left. We're going to have to keep this player, though. Only contracted 2023. It's probably important that we renew that contract and put a big, fat $200 million buy clause on it. Down in the under-19s, we have Christian Mosquera, the 17-year-old central defender, also a possible star of the future. Looks great, maybe a bit injury-prone, but lots of potential. Christian will probably go out and loan. But look, there's possibilities here. So here is the squad in a 4-4-2 with all the starting players. What we can see immediately from this is there's a lack of depth in centre of midfield. Now, we do have Guillamon here and Koberlein here. Guillamon's pretty solid, but Koberlein is probably pretty young. And we may need to look to someone a bit more mature in order to provide good backup to Elias Moriba and Racic. And we may, in fact, play Guillamon instead of Racic, as he's possibly, a more natural defensive player. On the right, Soler will be supported ably by Yunus Musa, and on left we got Guedes. His support, though, is either Cherchev or Brian Hill. Now, Cherchev, from memory, is pretty injury-prone. Hill might be the way to go, but I'd like to see Hill on the right. So we might look to bring someone in on the left as well. I'm ignoring Helder Costa because, it's Helder Costa. Of course, we'll need another formation other than 4-4-2. Perhaps, something with one up front, perhaps 4-4-1-1, something like that. And we'll look towards that in terms of the signings. Anyway, we'll come back and talk about transfers in a moment. Let's negotiate with the board about the expectation from the season. Oh, look, it's Peter Lim, the beloved owner of Valencia. Well, anyway, so this is what Peter Lim is expecting of Valencia in our time here. He likes to sign players and sell it for a profit. I'm sure he does love that. I'm not too big a fan of being measured on that, although I recognise it will probably happen. So I'm going to try and drop that from Peter's suggestion list. He's not going for it. I'm not too concerned. It's just favoured. Not a lot of wiggle room to negotiate in terms of expectations. Only 2 million euros in the transfer kitty. So whatever we do here, it's probably going to be loan players. And it looks like the wage budget pretty much spent. In fact, we look over it. So that may mean players have to go. Certainly some of the youth players, some of the younger players on higher budgets, we can loan them out. And indeed, if we have a look at the finances here, we can see that we are about $20,000 over that. Now, we could possibly adjust the transfer budget, but given that it's just 2 million, and given that we're going to need some of that to bring in some players, I think there may be some sales we need to perform. Now, before we go forward, I wanted to have a quick look at the opening game. So we start away to Cadiz. I think we'll bring that game. There won't be too many transfers to talk about, I suggest. So I think we'll have that game as a live comm, and perhaps we'll have a look back at some of the friendlies through various highlights. As I said, I think the main goal for this preseason is not losing the players we don't want to lose. If we can fund more transfers and reduce the pressure on that wage budget by selling players we think probably not going to be here, then that's great. And we need to leave enough time so we can come and see the first game of the season against Cadiz. Good. All right then. So I think I'll head off now, have a transfer window and a pre-season. Won't you stay right there though? I'll be back in a moment. And we are back for the first game of the season. It is away to Cadiz. Cadiz probably relegation prospects. So I'm hoping for a good result today. But first, transfers. Nada, nothing. Nothing as yet. That's right, no transfers in or out of the building. We do still have players that are wanted. Maxi Gomez still wanted by those big clubs, Arsenal, FC Bayern, etc. Guedes, same story there, extremely wanted. Soler, yep, wanted. Two of our central defenders in Diakabi and Paulista wanted by clubs. Most of these clubs don't have the money, but some of them do. Some of them like Newcastle and Tottenham, they have money, but no offers as yet. And as you can see from the transfers in, we have no offers going out yet. The reason being money. Okay, we've got a tiny transfer budget, but more importantly than that, we have no room in the wage budget. We are overspending by almost $30,000 a week, so we need to fix that. Now, there are players that we are interested in though. Top of that list is probably Ricky Puig. There seems to be quite a decent Ricky Puig. I mean, he couldn't work to save his life. I don't know how he gets out of bed, but we could do with a bit more creative flair in midfield. And him coming in as a loan size and with an option to buy seems like a good option. But again, we're going to have to reduce the pressure on the current wage budget. Another midfield option, this one with a little bit more steel, and some of you may be familiar with this from the Conquering Club save, is Paulo Bernardo from Benfica. Again, bring him in on a loan, possibly with an option to buy, and maybe picking up next season when we finish, second or top in the Liga. But look, a proven playmaker, certainly in the Conquering Club series. He's consistent, he's still 19, and he's got a bit of room to develop. So either or both of these options would be great. But again, we have to relieve the wage budget. And unless someone comes in and buys one of these players, there's no chance of that. And of course, the big question here in terms of selling players is which players? I mean, who would you let go? Uros Racic, sure, maybe he's not a star, but he's also a player whom we don't have a lot like. He's deep lying, he's got defensive skills, but he can pass a ball. Now, Guillamon is here, but that's kind of it. Just those two players. Now, Guedes could be worth good money if we sell him. I've never been the biggest fan of him, and we have Brian Hill, have the Costa here. We, of course, have currently injured and probably always injured Denis Cherchev. But Guedes is a talent, and Hill and Costa are loanees without options to buy. Well, at least certainly Brian Hill doesn't have an option, and I'm not going to be spending any money on Helder Costa. That brings us back to the two central defenders, Paulista and Diakabi, both wanted. Depending on who's wanted the most and who possibly represents the best value in terms of a sale, this could be a way to, one, generate revenue, and two, free up the wage budget, which will allow us to bring those two midfielders in on loan with options to buy for next season. Given that that's not going to happen now, what we will do is before the start of the second episode, we'll have a transfer wrap up, tell you what's happened. I might even go live on Twitch with that transfer window. If I do so, you know where to find it. It's twitch.tv/FMcheetah. And if you want to know when, just drop a follow on the Twitter. Okay, I think that's enough self-promotion. Should we have a game? Let's have a game. All right, it's tactical meeting time. We will take the opposition instructions. I'm not going to worry about cautious. Yes, it is an away game. It is Cadiz. I think we're a lot better than that. Here is our team. So this is probably the starting 11, to be honest, with the exception of Mamadashvili perhaps in goal. The rest looks pretty much like my starting 11. Correa on the right, Gaia on the left, Aldrete and Paulista in the middle of defence. Alash Moriba and Rakic holding that midfield. Bit of creativity, but a bit of steel as well. Soler on the right. Guedes on the left, with Maxi Gomez and Hugo Duro up front, putting the goals away. All right, let's go out there and impress me. That would be good. It's probably not going so well. Early days yet in my relationship with the Valencia players. Well, they compose. I guess that's a good thing. Into the tunnel. How are you feeling today as you're about to make your managerial debut for Valencia? Special day. Can't wait to get started. Do you think the first goal will be crucial? It'll take a time, I feel. Do you hope your team can produce? I know what we're capable of. And here we go. Cadiz lining up 4-2-3-1 with Lucas Perez up front. And of course, we're 4-4-2. I think we can do it. 2 up front, I think, is a bit of a cheat code for FM22, I feel. We've had one game today, Balacano and Madrid, 0-0 draw. That's interesting. Anyway, let's have a game. Okay, first highlight, it is there. It's a free kick. Jose Mareba guy deflects only to clear the ball. That is it. Nothing to speak of. They are 2 shots, 1 on target. We're 1 for 1. Possession is a concern. Oh, here we go. Another free kick. Soler fires in Maxi Gomez. First goal of the season for Maxi Gomez, and we go 1-0 up. Near post corners, hey, they're always important. We'll have a look at this in 3 dimensions as Maxi Gomez rises like the proverbial salmon and puts it away. That's why so many teams want this. He is very, very good. Okay, another highlight. It is Cadiz. Rakic clears out. Hugo Duro is on it. What can he do? He's finding Maxi Gomez. Maxi Gomez is going to release Thierry. Carrera is coming forward. Oh, he is being fouled by Alcaraz, but there won't be a free kick. At least one we'll see. Okay, speaking of free kicks, we do get one, and it's going to be Gomez to put in. It will be direct then. Ooh, well, it was on target, but, well, a bit high. Immediately followed by Cadiz's goal kick. Maxi Gomez on the ball. Can we create another effort? Elish Mariba, we're going to need him to perform. Even though he's just a loanee and we don't have an option to buy, we need him. Elish, speaking of which, he's on the ball. Can we get the ball back? It would be nice. Oh, look at that. Straight back to Soler. Soler to Elish Mariba. Mariba back to Paulista. We're holding the ball for a bit, trying to work our way in. Gomes. Hugo Duro finishes. The 2 strikers, each with a goal. Maxi Gomez, provider and goal scorer. Outstanding. Let's have a look at that in 3 dimensions. I mean, that was some very special football. Rakic, Elish Mariba, Gomes, then sees the run of Duro. Duro past the keeper, left-footed, home. We go 2 goals up within 22 minutes. Looking good. And we're back for another highlight immediately. This one for Cadiz, so hopefully not a goal. Goes long. Paulista doesn't make it. Idrissi is on there, but he shoots into the net. What happened to Thierry Carrera there? All right, another highlight. Again, Cadiz on the ball. Guedes intercepts. What's he going to do? He's going to tear forward. He cuts past the player. He's going to shoot. He is going to shoot, but he's going to shoot straight at Ledesma, who gathers the ball. And that's the highlight. Now, 35 minutes, and this is a highlight-rich first half. We are 5 shots, 4 on target. That's excellent with 53% of the possession. Cadiz, they're getting the shots, but they're not getting them on target as they go 7 for 2 with just moments to go before the end of the half. Rakic and Elish, average performances, but everyone else looking pretty solid. 2 minutes of injury time as we go into half-time without another goal. That's it, 2-0 up. Let's get in the dressing room. And we want to tell them very happy with the way things are. Keep it up. Now, I noticed that Carrera was a bit tired. He is on a yellow, but I think we need to keep him playing there. On the other hand, Jose Gaya is on a 6-6, which makes me nervous. Now, he is club captain, so I don't really want to sub him. We'll leave him there for now. Alash Mibra on a 6-7. I'm not shocked by that. I think he can be a bit flaky. But honestly, we don't have a lot of options. We certainly don't have options better than him, so I think he's going to stay there. All right, that's it. Let's get into the second half. Okay, it's a corner. Gaia Alderete, but it's over from the big German defender. As we move past 50 minutes, Cadiz's shots and shots on target are getting better. That's a concern as Ledesma goes long. And so do we, only to give up possession. Luis Hernandez finds Alcaraz. They're moving the ball around well as our forwards try and close them down. Oh, look. Oh, no. Not quite. Not quite. Kadith trying to find a way through us. Again, out wide to Izar. He's going forward. Can Guedes get the ball? He can't. Still going forward. Izar. Back to Jose Marie. Jose Marie finds Lucas, who scores. Was he offside? He looked a little bit ahead. What do they say? I think it was offside. Let's see what VAR says. It's disallowed. Good-o. All right, we're hitting 60 minutes, and Terry Carrera, even though he is on a 7, he's also on a yellow, and he's a bit tired. And look, I've got faith in Dimitri Fulker, so I'm going to bring him on. Midfield's looking a bit tired too. Again, Elisha Mariba. Given that he's got a poor performance in Soler, I'm going to bring on Musa. He's a youngster, and he needs time, and this is pretty good. Guedes on a 6-6-2. We might hold off there just for a moment in case of injury. Let's get back into it. We wish them the best. I trust you to make a difference. Everyone's composed. A lot of composure around today. All right, let's see what they can do. Okay, it's a free kick to us. Guy Fazlin Gomes is on it, but it's over. Man, he's getting his head on the ball, but they're going over. Need him to control that. We are still 2-0 up, and that's good as we go to 70 minutes. And I can see that Guedes is not picking up. But there's a highlight. Musa's on the ball, as is Fulker. The two substitutes combining there. Back to Paulista. Moving the ball patiently. Gomes finds Musa, who is dispossessed, unfortunately. That's not good. Out wide to Idrissi. Let's get the ball back, fellas. Come on. We do not want to be conceding goals. Oh, dear. Lucas is on that. He shoots. Oh, no. Mamadashvili puts the ball straight in the path of Lucas, who manages to finish it on the second time. Long ball there from Jose Marie. Lucas gathers it, shoots. Mamadashvili only puts the ball in front of Lucas's feet, and Lucas finishes with aplomb. All right, we're going to have to wait. There is another highlight. Alderete's on the ball. Gaia. Can we get that ball back? That would be good. Guedes finds Musa. Can Musa finish? He can. That's a beautiful finish and a great ball there by Guedes, who was about to come off. May still come off. He's on a 6-5. We'll see how we go. Terrific. We got that goal back straight away. That's good. Gaia, Duro, Guedes. Musa's on the run. Traps it. And a really, really nice finish from the young American there. All right, 75 minutes. Obviously, that assist has helped Guedes' performance. But Gaia's on a 6-1. So I think, once again, we're bringing off. We're going to bring off the other fullback. You can see Fulker hasn't picked up much. We might play him as a wing back on attack, because we are training him to go forward. He naturally is defence, but I want him to go forward. Now, this is Spain, so we get 5 substitutions, I believe. And I probably want to bring Guedes off for Brian Hill. He'll be on the left. That's natural for him. And I'm going to bring Basquez on as well. So as we swap them around, we're going to make them support players, because we've got the fullbacks on attack. So Brian Hill, inverted winger on support, and Basquez, a winger on support. So they're playing somewhat differently, which we like. We like to change that up a bit. Come back to a highlight. I'm not sure it's an actual highlight, but let's see how it plays out. Mamadashvili moving the ball around very patiently here. Fulker. Dispossessed by Espino. Idrissi, Fede on the ball. Alex releases Lucas again. Oh, he was offside. That's good. Excellent. Only 10 minutes to go. All right, another highlight. This has been a rich vein of highlights, this game. Basquez doesn't manage to find Ogoduro there. Lato comes back to collect the ball. That's good. Mamadashvili passing the ball out from the back. That's good. Patience is nice, but, you know, hey, we don't want to do anything silly, do we? Musa's on the ball, finds Brian Hill. Gives the ball to Fulker, who is getting forward, who is beating his marker. Will he be able to cross it in? He goes back to Hill. Hill shoots. What a goal from Brian Hill. What a way to introduce himself, the loanee. That was immense. That may be goal of the season, I think, or certainly goal of the month. Let's have a look at this in 3 dimensions. Fulker cuts the ball back to Hill. Hill goes, I'm going to run it in. Couple of steps, and then top of his boot into there as we go 4-0 up. That's an insane goal. Brilliant work, Brian Hill, and a good substitution. All right, as we have minutes to go to normal time, we're going to shorten the passing and the tempo and increase the time wasting, as well as playing for set pieces. And on 90, what we're going to do is we're going to start regrouping. In only 4 minutes of injury time, so give the players a bit of a rest. Maxi Gomes looking quite tired, as are the central defenders. As we see the game out, a very, very solid 4-1 victory. Well, I'm very happy with the result and the way you played, that's for sure. And what did the press have to say? Were you confident despite moments when it looked far from comfortable? I thought we did well. I did indeed. You have to be happy with that win, right? Can't wipe the smile off my face. It's a very, very good win. It turned out to be quite a day for the debutants. I'm happy they've settled in. And we've had a few games, as I said earlier, Atletico Madrid and Vallecano 0-0. Elche putting 3 goals past at Atletico Pamplona, Osasuna. Espanyol and Betis drawing 1-1. Levante doing Granada 2-1. That's very important for teams down. A very important victory for them. Sevilla putting 3 past Alaves. Probably not surprising. What might be surprising though is a 2-1 victory for Real Sociedad over Villarreal. All of which means that we are currently top of the table. That 4-1 victory gives us a 3-goal difference. We're over Sevilla because we scored more goals. So the way the Spanish League works is it's the most goals scored followed by head-to-head. So let's say this was the end of the season. The reason we would be top of Sevilla right now is goals scored and possibly the fact that we didn't lose to Sevilla home or away. Something interesting here in terms of transfers. Antonio Conte was spotted tracking Goncalo Guedes for Tottenham. Now we know Tottenham got a little bit of money. Let's see whether they come in before the transfer window closes. All right, so given there was very, very little transfer activity, I think the next episode will probably be a close of transfer window with a live comm, unless we end up streaming that transfer window via Twitch. Again, twitch.tv/FMcheetah. And don't forget to drop a follow on Twitter to know when that'll be. Now, next game. Now, we want to move through the seasons here as, of course, we're getting to the end of the FM22 cycle. So we're not going to be playing every game every month. So it's important just to pick interesting games or important games. And look, since I get to choose, I choose Athletic Club de Bilbao, my personal club at home here at the Messiah, a club with whom we could be competing with that end of the table. That will be in October, which then allows us to come back in January for a bit of transfer window action, as well as some big games there, perhaps Atletico Madrid, perhaps Real Sociedad. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for today. That's it for the first episode. Thank you for joining me for it. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That way you'll know when videos are coming. And remember, Twitter, when I post a video, I'll also post it on Twitter so you know there's one out there. Anyway, that's it. Kind of short. Not a lot of transfer activity, but, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Stability, calm, that's what this club could do with. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope to see you next time. Until then, though, la starate.